Greetings, cretins! My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to me forgetting to turn the lights off again. On! Forgot to turn the lights on. That was the Cineglide. Look at this long-nosed bastard. 2507 Brother Hobby 1850 kV motors. I believe they're scaled down to like 90%. That's the last battery that I flew a little bit ago, and that was on these 5.5-inch GemFan. They're 5536 propellers. Session 5. The footage you were looking at, though, is from 03. I got this thing done the other night, and yeah, got it outside, ripped it around a little bit, didn't break it, crashed it once, silly little crash. One of those like low elevation crashes where it like basically catches a prop and flips over. Didn't hurt anything. All's right with the world. 03 is fine. It works. DJI works well. Good range. Yeah. No complaints whatsoever. It's funny looking at the 03 footage and then looking at the session footage. We're going to talk more about this on Friday. We're going to do 5.5-inch Friday, and we're going to talk more about this thing, but I at least wanted to... Oh, also, it's on ELRS. It's on the non-switch... One of the non-switching Nomad modules. RP1, maybe? It's got the dual antenna, and you can go into the Lua script, and you can pick ELRS 2.4 or 900, and then all the other options. But it doesn't switch on the fly. This is the cheaper receiver. I'm going to be putting this cheaper receiver in a bunch of different stuff. I'm the receivers that switch back and forth. You have to mount two antennas, which is kind of annoying on freestyle rigs, and ELRS 2.4 is going to work in most scenarios. If you're out there flying and you have, with this receiver, if you put a rig up in the air and there's either noise floor or RSSI or link quality issues, you can switch it from 2.4 to 900 and see if it's any better. The automatic switching ones, those are going to go on like the working rigs so that they'll switch automatically. But for freestyle-ish builds that aren't going to get flown all the time, yeah, the cheaper single antenna, but it's a one antenna, but it's double. It's got the short Immortal T and the long Immortal T for 2.4 and 900. Yeah, awesome. I kind of can't believe how good this thing flies. I was pushing on it really hard, and this Hobbywing ESC is good to go. This is the best this thing has ever flown. I also updated it from Betaflight 4.3 to 4.5, and that seems to have really helped the tune. I've always had light tune issues with this build. The only thing that I have going on right now is that the motors are hot. They're not boiling, but they're hot. It is 11,000 degrees outside, though. So, yeah, motors are allowed to get hot. You don't want them to be melting down. But, yeah, I had a blast flying this thing, man. I've flown 5 big-ass batteries on this the last couple of days. Oh, by the way, here's something completely insane. So this is a giant build, right? Big long nose, big giant motors. It's still only like 720 grams or something like that. Like, how do these people have... This is not like a freestyle rig. This is a cinematic rig. They're always big and heavy and shit. How do people have these like full, like 5-inch freestyle rigs that are 750, 800 grams? How much TPU are you bolting onto those, friends? Stop it. Yeah, kind of wild. With the 5.5-inch props, it is floaty. The runtime is nutty though. I have a 6S 1400, and I think I got almost 7 minutes of runtime just railing it around. The batteries that I've got two of those 6S 1400s. Those are both Tattoo R lines. And then I have this shitty kind of Pyrodrone 6S 1600. I've got a R-Line 1700, all 6S, and then a GNB 1500. And so, yeah, I flew every single one of those batteries in the last 24 hours on this thing, and had a blast, man. It's good to fly big stuff again. But whoop is the way, my friends. Within, I don't know, 10 minutes of fly. So I flew a couple of batteries yesterday out in front of the house, which is a little sketchy. But I did it in the middle of the day when none of the neighbors were home, and I was pretty reasonable. And do I have those? I will play those if I can find them. TGI-04. It's hysterical flying in front of the house with something this powerful and fast. It really just shrinks down the area that I usually fly something really small that makes it feel bigger. So that was really, really funny. I've flown 5-inch rigs in the front yard before, up and down the street before, and it does that, but this is particularly fast and big and powerful and shit. Those batteries that I flew yesterday, like super, super, super testing it, just making sure it's not going to fall out of the air. Those batteries, I did what I normally do, and I stood inside the front door and then just flew like out across the street. Oh, yeah. Above those houses and whatnot. Today, I went to a high school parking lot and flew. Old school style. And was pretty quickly reminded why whoop is the way. It was hot as hell. It's like just seventh circle of hell hot. So I'm just dripping sweat. There's people looking around, walking around. There's cars driving around. And then the mosquitoes start, and the mosquitoes just eat me, and they're fucking flying around my face and my ears, and like I can't concentrate. It's just, oh my god. So, yeah. Whoop is the way, my friends. Fly inside the house, fly in the air conditioning. Nobody around. No fucking mosquitoes. What's happening? Why is my eye so itchy all of a sudden? I am going to make an effort to fly outside more. But yikes, man. I have so much fun when I fly in here. I had fun when I flew today, but that fun was interspersed with absolute frustration and madness, and like something's touching me. Like I got to stop flying because something's touching my fucking leg, and like there's a car that I can hear behind me. Are they gonna come and say something, or are they gonna go by, or like, yeah, man, yeah, whoop is the way, friends. I mean, you all knew it. Deep down inside, you know it. You know what's up. Real quick, let me show you the Session 5 footage with a little bit of audio. Those of you that are newer to FPV, you missed out. I mean, you can still find them on eBay. But you missed out on a period of FPV, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, where Best Buy sold the RunCam Session 5. The best FPV camera ever made by GoPro. One of the best things about the Session 5 is the microphone. I don't know what the hell they did, but they put the microphone in a spot and did something with the microphone that it just doesn't get wind noise, and the onboard sound that it records is So good. And so let's look at that same. Here's that. This should be that last battery that I just flew with the 5552s with some audio. Hold on. So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna give you guys full Stank-A-Lot-of-Puss audio. We got to turn on Black Hole, and then I'm gonna turn this up to 100%, and then I'm gonna go to this. Yo, my God. It's such a beast. Can you guys, like, for a cinematic rig to be that reactive is just, like, ridiculous. I don't know. I guess I didn't fully realize it when I was flying it. But, like, good Lord, man. For a cinematic rig to be that poppy and snappy is really nice. And these are big props, man. These are 5536s. These are big, heavy propellers. It's just these 2507 motors are beasts. So, yeah, we're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk more about this on Friday. But, oh, you dirty rat bastard. You've not done this in a while, webcam utility. Why choose now? Why act up right now? Come on. What the hell? All right, come on back. Come on back. Come on back to me. Come on. You. There it goes. All right. Yeah, my God. That's super impressive. When I was flying it, I was kind of like so hot and so annoyed by the mosquitoes that, I don't know, it didn't, I just didn't notice how quick and poppy it was. And that was with, those are with the bigger, heavier propellers. I also flew it on 5147 racing props, and it was yeah, I could not make it prop wash on those lighter weight propellers. So yeah, come on back Friday for 5.5-inch Friday, and we'll talk more about that. Dive more into a little bit more of the in the chat. Alley Cat was first. Raise FPV, capital C, Spaceman, Spiff, Tamava, Mr. Clean, Scotty Scott, Sleepy FPV, Flankadelic, Craig, Douglas 6, Frosty, Borks, Bits, Yukon FPV, Frank Nicholas, Brent Anderson, Cole Powers, Doubles FPV, Dan Dill, the Terrible, Cole Powers again, Smoking Dog, Cujo, Brent Anderson, Dave S, Uriel, Kazuma, P Money, 2 different people, Mike K, Cole Powers, Brent Anderson, Sporny, capital C, Tokyo Dom, what's up, friends? My back itches. So, today on Whoop Wednesday, I've been refining the Mobula8 04 a little bit. I've now run it on 1103s, 1002s, and 1003s at a whole bunch of different KVs. And the 1103s are unbelievable. The 1103s are admittedly a little bit heavy. We're gonna weigh the. I ran it on really special 1002s actually as well. But yeah, we're gonna weigh the. Wait, didn't I already do that? Hold on, I already did that. I already weighed it. Yeah. So here's your difference in weight between the three. Patrons, I believe you got to see this already. I think I made a Patreon post with this. If I didn't, I meant to. Here we go. So, 3 different setups for a couple of weights. This is the new Mobula8, slightly bigger prop frame. This is the Happy Model frame for the 45mm props, right? The Meteor 75 Pro sized propellers. This is 21.8 grams. Call it 22 grams, okay? This has Beta FPV 1102s, 18,000 kV that I had motor limited down a little bit, and the HQ ultralight props. In this 45mm prop size, the GemFan propellers are super fat and out of balance. So these HQ ultralight props are kind of your only option. Luckily, they're really good. They are a little bit fragile. They break at the hub, and then you can't take the damn thing off. So you don't. It's really tough for me to justify flying this anywhere unrecoverable with these HQ ultralight props on it. So I kind of don't. I have not used this frame in a while because of that, because there are no durable propeller options for it. And I've been flying the 04 2S rigs in sketchy spots that are kind of unrecoverable, diving buildings, shit like that. But yeah, there's your baseline, 21.8 grams. This is a light setup. Then I did the 85 frame for 2-inch props from Happy Model with 1003s, RC and Power 1003s. These are 22,000 kV. I motor limited these down a bunch. These are for sale, actually. They're not on the Etsy store, but if you want these, let me know. I've put like maybe 4 batteries total through them. They're totally fresh. RC and Power 1003, 22,000 kV. These are for 1S. These are for like a 1S toothpick build. You match these up with like a really low pitch 2-inch prop, like the 2009, like the GemFan 2009 on 1S. This'll bring a 1S toothpick alive. Those motors, bigger frame, 2-inch props, lightweight GemFan props, 26.65, 26.6, call it, grams. And then the fat setup, but the setup that absolutely shred. Actually, it's this right here. Mobula8 frame. These GemFan 2022. Nope. 2015. I like these props better than the 2009s. And the Happy Model 1103 Beastly motors, 29.4 grams. So 29.4, 26.6. We're gonna round all of these up. 22, 27, 30 are the three different motor frame prop weights that I flew the Mobula8 04 with. And I've got some flight footage that I'm going to whop right now. So, what is this? Nope, that ain't it. It's in here. DCIM, DJI-04. Here we go. So we got, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. This would be yesterday. So we're going to go backwards a little bit here. This is this with a magical set. Oh, you know what? I don't have weights with this set of motors, but what you're watching right now is the Mobula8 frame, the 85mm 2-inch prop frame. The propellers are the GemFan 20, the ones I was just talking about. God, I forget immediately. 2015. GemFan 2015 bi-blades. They're like a thicker blade, big beefy propeller. With a set of iFlight Defender 1002 14,000 kV motors. And then the with these 2015 props. This felt pretty goddamn good. I enjoyed myself with this setup here. We're going to talk about props in a second because I tested 3 props in a row on these motors. These motors came off. I don't think you can buy these motors. These came off of an iFlight Defender. Well, there you go. That was the entire battery. Tune's pretty dialed in. Was flying really, really good. This is the setup that is basically as light as the Beta FPV 1102s, maybe even lighter. Let me get a weight on it, like right now, an all-up weight on it. But basically, this is equivalent to this is probably about like 23, 24 grams frame, motor, screws, props. So this is a fairly lightweight setup. Dry weight on this thing is about 44 grams. 44 or so grams. iFlight Defender 1002, 14,000 kV. I really like the kV. 14,000 kV is awesome. I wish there were... This is the only set of motors that's available in that... this is the only set of 1002s that's available in that kV. All the 1002s are either like 18 or 19,000 or like 10,000. There's nothing in between, unfortunately. And so, yeah. That's with the GemFan 2015 props, which were the best of the 3. The other propellers that I tested these motors on are these low-pitch GemFan. Look at them skinny-ass legs. These are now the tri-blades. So, these are the GemFan Hurricane 2009 tri-blades. 2 inches, 0.9 pitch, by 3, and pretty disappointing, if I'm honest. They don't make much power. You know, this is 2S 14,000 kV. This is a shitload of RPM, and like a 1002 motor usually makes pretty good power. I think the problem is the Mobula8 frame is just heavy as hell, and you really have to make good power to offset that. which is why the 1103s are just mega. This is what these propellers look like. Pause this real quick, just to kind of show you. Oh, for Christ's sakes, get out of there. So yeah, these are the 2009 GemFans. Handsome propeller, but kind of out of their depth on a build that's this heavy. I guess these propellers are more for like a toothpick, like a 2-inch toothpick build that is that's just super lightweight. But you also got to put some RPM through them, right? Because they're fairly low pitch. They're a 2009. So that's what you're watching now. These were all right. Not great at all, but certainly better than the next set of props that we're going to look at, which are the bi-blade version of these, which are 2008. Yeah, 2.0 by 0.8 by 2 are the next set of props we're going to watch. When I go down below the garage and go full throttle, you can really see that it's just like lacking power. It looks like a fucking flip book. Oh, hey, so this is also... this is race mode. All of this is... I've been flying this on race mode now that my Goggles 3 are up. So I can go like that, and this is now half frame rate. I can even go here, and this is 25% speed, but it's 100 frames a second. It's not the best. We are losing a couple frames here, but... yeah, this is race mode. It's noticeably less latency. It feels great, but you're going to have these gaps between the frames. That's why this looks like we're watching kind of a flip book at times. Wait a second. Am I still not? No, that is full speed. We are back up to full speed. Compared to, I was flying the 5-inch rig around here, and so just now I was like, is this in slow motion? Nope. And so, yeah, this is the 2008, 2009 tri-blades. They're okay. I don't recommend them on a build that's this heavy. I think, like I said, they're for super lightweight, maybe like 1S toothpick style 2-inch builds. And then the last, or actually the first set of props that I tested are those bi-blades. And this is them. They just don't make any power. 14,000 kV on 2S, and 100% throttle, no throttle limiter or anything like that. And they just didn't make enough power. I mean, they're lightweight, and the rig feels very lively and very poppy because they're super lightweight. But like when you go full throttle, like that, this is a move. How many times have I done this? How many times have I tossed myself up over this part of the roof? And I didn't even come close, dude. Like, look where it hit. It didn't even hit the top of the roof. It hit like there. They don't make enough power. I don't understand. I don't know how much RPM you'd have to put into them to make power. I don't think they're meant to make power. They're meant to be on really lightweight builds that don't need a lot of power. Boy, that 100 frames a second is looking like a total flip book. Also, they were running out of power, and the damn thing was yaw washouting, which just happened there, and now I'm trying to reproduce it. Didn't happen there. It does happen, I think, here. Nope. I think it's on this next one. Yep. See how it, like, awkwardly dropped that rear corner? It just ran out of power. The propellers, I was asking it to make a move that it didn't have enough power to make. Admittedly, dropping down in the garden like this, they felt great. They're super lightweight, so there's crazy response time. So very maneuverable in here. But maybe like, I don't know, 3% better than the propellers that actually made good power through here. It's a real stretch to try to say that it's, you know, I recommend these props if you're only going to fly around your garden. Like, no, I don't recommend these props. They're not for a setup like this. You know, these 2S 85 millimeter tiny whoops, they're a little heavy, right? Like the just like a Cinewhoop, they got a bunch of plastic around the outside of the ducts. That's gonna weigh a bunch. Yes, the plastic frames are kind of lightweight when you compare them to a big thick carbon fiber frame, but still the ducts add a bunch of weight. You can build a toothpick much lighter than this, and with enough RPM, I think you might be able to make these props work. I'm not gonna find out though. I would not build a 2-inch toothpick. I would always go up to like 2.5, I believe. But I mean, we'll see. I'm slowly diving back. I'm slowly getting back into open prop kind of stuff. So yeah, also figured out like a couple cool new little lines through these trees up here, which was kind of fun. So there you go. All right, I think that's roughly where that one ends. I did manage to get it out of that tree. Yeah, look at that. All right, so that was today. Yesterday, I flew it on. Boy, would it be nice if there was audio. DJI, come on, man. Put a little microphone in the goggles and then record audio on top of the DVR. Please. Oh, boy. It is... Why is it so dark? How was I flying through this? What the hell? Oh, boy. I can't even tell what the hell I'm flying here. I can't tell which props those are. Hold on. 19th. All right, so this will have been on the 1103s. Yeah, I can already tell. That's insane. Yeah, yeah, okay. See the difference? This is on the Happy Model. Oh, this is on the Happy Model 1103s. I actually remember that. This is it. This is the setup right here. The RC and Power 1003s were actually pretty good, but they 22,000 kV is too high. That is too much RPM. If you were going to do the RC and Power 1003s on a setup like this with 2S, you would want to get the lower KV. But 1003 is a really cool motor size, 3, 6, 9, 10. So it's a really good ratio of motor width to motor height. It's just, yeah, 22,000 kV is a 1S kV. This is me checking on the motor limiting. Or not. Or maybe it's me taking a nap. So that was the 1103s. I flew, I think, one battery before. Yep, I can tell. Yeah, so see how much more wimpy that was? It's not. Oh God. Yeah. So this is now the 1003s. God only knows what propellers. I tried the 1003s on all the different propellers, and it was a very similar story to these 1002s, other than that the ESCs were getting a little too hot with the 1003s because they're such a high KV. Yeah, and you can see there, man, like, I'm doing stuff that I can usually clear, like Sage's car or the roof, and I'm just not clearing it. That was just me being a buffoon. And so, yeah, the 1003s are super interesting. I would, on a 2-inch setup like this, I would take the 1003s over 1002s for sure. I think really the 1002s are going to max out on the 1.6-inch props or the 45 millimeter props, the 40 or the 45 mil propellers. Those are what the 1002s match up really well with. This is a 1003. starting to really be good on the 2-inch setup with all the extra weight of the big fat Mobula8 frame and the bigger, more draggy propellers. And that's like huge progress, man. Like figuring out which motors vibe with which propellers is a massive sort of thing. Is that me taking off from the exact same spot? That is. So the propellers have not changed. I'm going to fly out the rest of this battery, I guess. And so, yeah, I've learned a lot in the past couple of days with this Mobula8 04. You know what's super interesting is like Happy Model sent me, God, look how wimpy that was. Ready? Look. Ugh. Ugh. It doesn't have the power to generate a bunch of momentum there. And it just suffers. Let's go into 50% speed, 25% speed. Wish I could go to 30% speed, but 50% speed shows all of the problems. I can't watch much more of that. And so yeah, the Happy Model 1103s were the first set of motors that I tried on the Mobula 704 that Happy Model very kindly sent to me. And they felt so good that I didn't really like do any more testing after that. I just flew the damn thing. But what was cool about that is I got used to the motors. And I got used to that amount of power, and I got used to the way the damn thing flew. And so now that I'm trying smaller, different motors, it really jumps out at me that they just don't have the grunt, and they don't feel nearly as good. If you're going to build a 2-inch Tiny Whoop, which is big as shit, you just can't fly in your house. It's going to break everything that you own. You might as well make a bunch of power because you're going to be flying outside like this. And the 1103s with the GemFan 2023 tri-blades, they're just unbelievable. It's such a good combination. I really don't think that the RC and Power 1003s in the more sane KV would be able to touch these. What would be nice is the fact that I believe the RC and Power 1003s have a slightly longer motor shaft. I'll tell you right now. Oh shit, they don't. Never mind. You idiots. They put these shorter motor shafts on a bunch of these bigger motors. It's really shitty. Hold on. Let me be a pirate for a second. Let me just double check. Yeah, nope. Oh, wait, no, there we go. Yep. The RC and Power motor shaft is maybe 1 millimeter longer. But that's actually going to make a difference. That's I know that doesn't sound like much, but that will make a difference there. So yeah, man, I think that the Happy Model 1103s are the way to go. God damn, they just fly fucking great. The propellers fly off of them, which is super annoying, but I think the and I've tried the sharp-tipped tweezer trick, and the props still come off. They come off in crashes. I think the dental floss trick is the way to go. You just put dental floss on top of the motor shaft, and then you ram the propeller down, and the dental floss adds a little bit of extra thickness, and then you just cut it, and away you go. So yeah, the Happy Model 1103, what are they, 11,000 kV? Yep, 11,000 kV. They just feel so incredibly balanced, and they give this build, like, it just feels right, man. And on these 2015 propellers, it feels okay, but boy, on the tri-blade version of these props, the 2023s, it's incredible. I would like to try I would like to try to make these 2015 bi-blades work. And it would require more kV. 11,000 kV is not enough for these. So yeah, like an 1103, like 14,000 kV. See what I can find real quick. Would potentially wake these bi-blades up. And the bi-blades are just going to give you a little bit more slidiness, which outside you're going to kind of want. Let's see real quick here. Motors by size, 11. So 1102, 10,000, 1104. That's a little too big. Plus, it's way too low of a kV. Date, kV highest to lowest. Nope. Motor kV. So we want 10,000 plus. Yeah, there we go. 10,000, 10,000, 11,000, 11, 11, 14. Here we go. So yeah, that 1102. See, 1102 though. Damn. This would be the next motor that I would try. I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna, but yeah, this would be the next motor I would try. But an 1102 versus an 1103, that's a massive difference, man. That's like, I think that the 1003, the 1103 is going to be a much better bet. But this 14,000 kV is pretty awesome. So this is a contender. If you wanted to do this thing as lightweight as you possibly could, or if you wanted to maybe leave it in the smaller frame that the Mobula 704 comes with, these motors might be great. It comes with 1002, 10,000 kV motors, so this would bump you up to 1102 and 14,000 kV, so this would be really good. 1102, 22,000 kV, that's going to be way too high of a kV. HGLRC 1102, 18,000 kV. 18,000 is in the ballpark. You're just going to have to motor limit it down a little bit, but it's only 1102. I wish there was an 1103. Let me check the 10 motors for the 1003. Where's that RC and Power 1003? See, 10,000 kV. What the hell? We need a 1003 in 14,000. 1002, 1002. 1002s are too small for this 2-inch setup. 1003, 10,000. 1003, 22,000. See, that's what I have. That's too high of a kV. 21, 18. There we go. So RC and Power 1003, 18,000 kV. This motor limited down a little bit might be enough to wake these 2015s up. If I can sell these 22,000 kV 1003s, maybe I'll use that money towards a set of these 1003 18,000s. Because yeah, the Tri-Blade 2023s are really good on the 1103 11,000 kV motors. But I think these 2015s might these 2015s are really good on these 1103s, but they just lack a little bit of power because of the lower kV. So yeah, these 1003 18,000s are probably really good. They're definitely going to need to be motor limited a little bit, but that's okay. 1003 18,000, 1002 14,000. Oh look, no shit, I didn't realize sub 250 made a 1002 14,000. Well, that's cool because like I said earlier, these iFlight Defender 1002 14,000s are really hard to find / impossible to find. So yeah, the boy, all of the testing that I've done here, just I end up being so blown away by these 1103. 1103 is a really good motor size, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 11. So they're between 3 and 4 to 1 ratio of width to height. And so they're super consistent. Like every time you hammer the throttle, you get the exact same amount of power. That 3mm tall stator, though, it's got grunt, man. It, like the 2023 Tri-Blades, these guys, are a big propeller. This is a big, stout propeller. And these 1103s control this prop so well. Like, look at this compared to the 2009s. Hold on. Right? Some of you know this propeller, but for those of you that don't, here's the 2009 tri-blade that I played some flight footage with. Look at the difference between these two. Logitech, really? Look at the difference between these two, man. These are ebony and ivory. Ivory. I don't understand why the word ivory poured out of my mouth like I was spitting out a beer. Let's see the weight difference between these. The 2009 is 0.43 of a gram. The 2023 is 0.75. Good Lord. It's almost twice as heavy. But the 2009 flies like shit. It doesn't make any thrust. 0.9 pitch that's not enough pitch. And so these Happy Model 1103 11,000 kV motors absolutely sing the siren song on these GemFan 2023 tri-blades. That combination is amazing. They work on these 2015 bi-blades, but it's not quite there. It just needs a little bit more power, a little bit more, and we're gonna get that from RPM, but 11,000 kV is not quite enough. And so, really, the only way that I can think, the Mobula8 04 thing that I created, the only way to make it better is going to be to do either a 1003 or an 1103 that's higher kV, and the only one that I can really find that's going to work is that RC and Power 1003 18,000. A 2mm tall stator on this heavy of a frame and this heavy of a build with, you know, 04 on board and all that shit, with these big chunky propellers, it's just, I don't think it's gonna have enough. Oh shit, look at that, I broke the frame. And it broke exactly where you guys said it was gonna break. I'll be damned. I did not notice that. How the hell did I not notice that? Wow, you can't feel it. Usually, like, to make sure the frame's not broken, I'll grab it and just kind of twist it like this. And boy, you can't feel that at all. Hold on, let me check the frame that it's on. That's kind of cool because I've been waiting for that to happen so that I can try that HGLRC frame. So this is actually kind of awesome. So that we worked our way through that flight footage. Awesome. I'm actually going to delete it real quick here so I can pop this guy off. And all right, empty trash. All right, great. So let's see if I broke this frame too. I have to push down on the supports. Nope, this one's fine. Yeah, this one's totally fine. This is the one that I currently have the 1002 14,000s in. And yeah, like if you want to, if for some reason you want to do a 2-inch that's as light as possible, yeah, okay. But these 1002s are so good on the smaller 1.6-inch and 1.7/8-inch 40mm, 45mm smaller props on the smaller frames. This is the new Mobula 7 frame. Oh, by the way, somebody pointed this out on my Discord the other night. Look at this absolute brilliantness. I don't have a 450 or 550 mAh. I lied. I have one right here. This is the This is the new Mobula 7 frame that takes the bigger propellers. This is the Mobula 8 frame. They designed their battery bay for 2S one way, 1S the other way. Please just break, you piece of shit. God, I hate you so much. Logitech ass bags. Look at this. So this, we put the 2S, obviously, batteries there. But look at this, man. Look. Oh my God. They designed it to hold 1S in one direction and 2S in the other direction. And the Mobula 8 frame that's been around a long time is also set up for that. And like it's not as tight, but it absolutely works. It might not be set up for that. That's a little wobbly. Yeah, no, this one's set up for it. That one's not quite. But I mean, you could put like a little B to E6000 here and you could totally make that work. But you certainly don't want to run 1S on a 2-inch frame, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, very, very cool. The fact that every single frame designer is not doing that is criminal. Absolutely and utterly criminal. Get your shit together, Tiny Whoop designers. Steal Happy Model's idea. All right, let me get caught up on chat. There's my big rant. That's what I've learned over the last couple of days. Let's discuss it while I get some 1S batteries on the charger, because this is a hashtag 6 battery live stream. So I'm gonna fly. You need to fly. Fly 6 batteries a day, my friends. Your health will improve. No, it won't. It might. You never know. If your health is being hurt by you being sad and not having a lot of fun, then your health will improve. How about that? Cool. Here we go. We're diving in. Where are we diving? And if you haven't caught the live streams that I did testing 2 different versions of this 04 digital build, I've had this one put together. I had an identical one that was on the Mobula 7 V3 frame with 1.6-inch props, the GemFan 1610 bi-blades, and it was phenomenal too. This bigger one on the bigger, heavier frame with the giant 1103 motors and the 2023 tri-blades had way more power. It was way heavier though. So like dropping down in the garden and shooting those tiny little gaps in between the bushes was significantly more difficult, but putting the nose down and hammering and like flying in 15-20 mile an hour winds, the 2-inch rig did way, way, way better. And so if you live somewhere super windy, a 2-inch build makes an awful lot of sense. If you're somewhere without a ton of wind, boy, the 1.6-inch setup on the Mobula 7 V3 frame or the new frame for the bigger props, even though I don't like the bigger props because they're so fragile, is a hell of a setup. One hell of a setup. Damn, dude. I wonder when this frame broke. It was flying completely fine. I'm really surprised. Maybe it like broke on the very last crash. This is exactly where you guys said that these Mobula 8 frames break. There's like a hard connection point between the support and the duct, and it's just like a straight line, and like you can see that it's gonna break there, and it did. So I'm gonna pop these 1103s off of here, and I'm gonna put them onto the So help me God, if this HGLRC frame disappeared on me again, I'm gonna slap someone in public. You gotta be shitting me. I specifically left it out. No. Come on now. Don't be like this. I specifically left it out so that it wouldn't get lost again. And then the flood happened, and everything got all jiggled around. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Be in here. Just be right. Come on. Hold on. Hold on. Why wouldn't I have put it on this shelf here? Can someone answer that question for me? Why would I have not put it right fucking here? Right here. Oh, you filthy animal. Where would it have gone? Where would it be? If you were it, where would you be? It's not in here. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, what a tremendous failure on my part. Hold on. I wanted to show you guys the damn frame. No. No, where is it? No. No. Where are you? Bro! I swear to... I thought that I put it right here. It's like the most elusive frame ever. I can't believe this. I'm absolutely shocked. I'm shocked and appalled. You know, I bet you it's in one of these bags. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna fucking find it. Watch me find something. Is there anything more satisfying than finding something? Like, you didn't know where it was, and then you found it. Is there anything better than that? I don't know if there is. Maybe that's just me. Probably just me. Ah! Get over here. Yeah. Oh, hi, Teddy. It's going to be either in there or I bet you it'll be in here. Oh, I found it. God, I'm so good. Oh, good, yeah. Thank you for joining me on that insane little adventure. There it is. Yes. Yeah, these are some casualties of war from the flood. I forgot about it. I made a couple of bags of shit that was just kind of like unorganized. I gotta go through those. Here it is, HGLRC Specter, I believe. It's the only HGLRC 2-inch frame, tiny whoop frame, and I've been told that this is a lot more durable. If you want an example of what to and what not to do when you're designing the ducts on a frame, don't design it so that there's a hard-ass angle like this between the support and the frame, because that is what's going to happen. Do this. Round that shit off, bro. And then you don't have a specific weak spot. Like, it might find a weak spot, but you haven't, like, given it a specific spot to crack. So yeah, this is the HGLRC frame. It's going to drive me absolutely insane to mount the battery down here on rubber bands. I despise that. But there's, you know, I'll say this: the Mobula8 frame, which mounts the battery inside of the plastic, it put up with a shitload of abuse. I battered the hell out of this thing. So if I get annoyed enough with stupid rubber band battery mounting, there's a chance I'll go back to the I'll get another one of the Mobula8 frames and go back to it. But yeah, whatever. I'll give it a shot. I'll give this absolute and utter nonsense a shot for a little while. Let's see how bad it is. So, battery in. Oh, that's cool. They grooved it in the other direction for smaller batteries. That's pretty neat. I like that. Flywoo 422S fits in here beautifully. And then rubber band on that hook, up and over. Easy to put the rubber bands on, but what that probably means is they're going to fall the hell off. What is that about? Another rubber band. Wow. I think that the first time I crash, it's going to just tear the rubber bands, or the battery's going to move, but we'll see. So here's the other issue that I kind of have with this, is that the battery sits up really high. Here, check this out. I don't like the way underslung stuff flies. It feels like it's kind of penduluming all the time. And so I hate when the battery sits down really far. Also, the farther down the battery sits, the more often you're going to hit it on the ground. The Mobula8 frame does a really good job. How can I show this to you? This is how I can show this to you. Okay, here we go. So the Mobula8 frame tucks the battery into the frame. See that? Like, you can't tuck that battery any farther down than that. Like, that is as tight to the CG as you can, right? See that ugly gap there? This battery's sitting up all high. I don't love that. Yeah, we're nitpicking here, but this is the kind of thing that actually does make a difference. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but if the frame is super durable, then it's like, cool. We've got a, as long as the big thing is going to be, will the battery stay on here? Will the battery stay here? Or every time I crash it on the concrete, is it going to tear these or shift these or God knows what else? So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I don't, and I really don't understand why they push the battery down that much. That's a weird decision. Like, what are they making room for in here? But we'll give it a shot, see how it is. Like I said, the Mobula8 frame put up with a lot of abuse. And so you just get a few of them, and eventually they break, and you replace them. That's tiny whoop living, you know? Oh, wow, yeah. So they grooved the other side so that you can run a smaller battery or stand the battery up like this. That's kind of weird, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, damn, I wish they'd just moved this part of the platform just down a little bit. Oh, well. Oh, Christ. Brent Anderson says, you just described exactly what I'm feeling on the HGLRC frame, pendulum feeling. God damn it. All right, let me get caught up on chat. I've completely ignored you, beautiful bastards. I apologize. I need 2 rubber bands. Also, the HGLRC frame comes with this carbon fiber brace. Don't use it if you don't need to. Yeah, it's just going to block thrust, and you don't need that in your life. We need more thrust, not less. Ooh. Some hard to find hardware. M1.4x8. Cool. You go there. And they also give you their little canopy, but it looks weird. And God only knows what camera it's set up for. Scotty Scott. So if you want to talk to me in the chat, type CiottiFPV. If you want to support me, head on over to CiottiFPV.com and start clicking stuff. Patreon helps me out the most. Live stream schedule here. Etsy, you can buy some really fun stickers and some hardware and even some full builds. 3D printing services are available on Etsy at the moment. There's just one set of mounts, McStinky mounts. But if you want me to 3D print something small, just order however many things you want me to print. Order that many McStinky mounts, and in the note just say, hey, I'm going to send you an STL, or do you have the STL for the BriBrain CO3 or whatever? If it's something on Thingiverse, I can just grab it. You're paying for wear and tear on the machine and filament and my time. I have all these colors. I basically have the full rainbow of colors in all of like the translucent Sane Smart TPU, and then I've got an opaque green and an opaque like purplish pink here. So I have any of these colors, and I can print whatever you need. Just let me know. I would love to have a reason to fire this Bamboo Labs A1 up. And then, yo, look at all these stickers. Speaking of Etsy, all these stickers are on Etsy. Get you some stickers, bro. Customize your shit. You deserve it. This is actually a window cling. You can stick this on the inside of your car window. That's a regular old sticker. Buying the stickers really does help me quite a bit. Especially when people see them and say like, yeah, it's a cool sticker. Who's that guy? Oh, that's CiottiFPV. Oh shit, let me subscribe to him and start watching him. Gang of the gang! There's also a Fiverr page where you can work one-on-one with me. There's a Teespring where you can buy some fun shirts and other random apparel. There's a magnet. Ooh. And then there's a whole bunch of affiliate links that you can use. If you're going to order from some place on the internet, they probably have an affiliate program, and you probably watch someone on YouTube that's set up for that affiliate program. Help the person on YouTube keep making stuff by clicking their affiliate link. Easiest thing you can actually do, though, is just to change all of your bookmarks to affiliate links. And then when you click your bookmark for X, Y, or Z website, you don't have to think about it. Because the affiliate links clear out after a couple weeks, and they also clear out when you check out. So you have to keep hitting affiliate links over and over and over and over and over again. And trying to remember every time is silly. So, yeah, do that. If you don't use bookmarks and you just like type the beginning of a website into the URL bar, you can remove the suggestion that's going to go to like regular old Amazon.com and then just hit an affiliate link a few times in a row, and that'll trick your browser into thinking that when you type AMA for Amazon, you actually want to go to the affiliate link. Super easy way that you can support people right there, my friends. I have a GoPro Hero 8 battery. You can have it for free, as well as an extra door and a 3D printed door with the hole in it for the USB charging. Just let me know. If you have a GoPro Hero 8, I got a battery for you. Look at these cool bags that I've got over on the Etsy store. They got some lines here that you can like write what's in them. They're this really cool like strong kind of Tyvek material. I really like these for propellers. You can put a shitload of props in there. This is filled with probably 10 sets of 5-inch props. And it's strong, dude. They've been in here for a while, and this has been knocking around, and they haven't like punched a hole in it. So yeah, get yourself a little Burger King bag and put some stuff in it. These are on the Etsy store. Also, if anybody has an iFlight Defender, let me know. I have iFlight Defender parts for you. So if you, this is the 1.6, but if you have any of the prop size iFlight Defenders, I think you want what's in this box. So let me know. Send me a message, and I'll get you a bunch of backup parts for when you inevitably destroy it. Talked about that. Oh, chat. Yeah. Let me get caught up on chat as much as I can here. Scotty Tot says, "What's up, CiottiFPV and the Gangly Gangers?" Brian Anderson says, "Somebody getting on the joysticks. Cheers, CiottiFPV." Denzel the Terrible says, "Hello at all." Cole Power says, "I made a tiny 3D printed motor plug reinforcer for Hummingbird V4 AIO. I'll let you know if they are dog proof." 3D printed motor plug reinforcers. Interesting. I can't wait to see what that looks like. Cole Power says, I'm assuming it's like a little, if this is the motor plug, I'm assuming it goes over it like that. Cole Powers says, "You need a door or window gap. I recommend 3D printing a gap for the dog door. Throw a 9-gram servo on it. PWM receiver that uses the same ELRS brine phrase. Make it channel 9 servo mapped to the switch." I actually need to replace that door. I'm going to replace that door with just a solid whatever door. Like, it's cool to have the windows in the door and to be able to see the backyard, but like, if somebody wanted to break into this house, A, they could just kick the dog door in and crawl through the dog door. B, they could just smack one of those glass panes out and just get easy access to the house. So yeah, that door needs to get replaced with a solid door. I just it's like $200 and something for a door at Home Depot, and it's like, how the fuck do I get a door from Home Depot back to here? It won't fit in Maggie's car. So like, yeah, I haven't done it. I just need to do it. Mike K tagged me but didn't say anything. Oh no, I think he's referring to this. "I've been flying 5-inch a lot lately and just flew 12 batteries on a Meteor 75 Pro 04. Man, that thing's a pig with no power." Meteor 75 Pro 04. Let's see. I don't know offhand what motors are on it, but if you're saying it's a pig, it's probably on 802s. It's probably on 802, like 19,000s, I'll bet. Meteor 75 Pro 04. Oh no, 1102s. Well, so oh, right, it's 1S. Yeah, no, it's 1S. Of course it's a pig. Yeah, 1S is no good. I mean, these 1102 22,000s are the best possible motors, but 1S with the extra weight of a digital VTX, it just sucks. It's just, there's no 1S combo that's going to make enough power and have enough runtime for that extra 8 grams. More than 8 grams because of their horrendously ugly canopy with the crazy shock absorption. So yeah, man, you need to just... So here's what you need to do. You pull that rig apart, you take this flight controller, and you build a 65mm rig with this flight controller. As light as you possibly can. You know, my favorite setup in that vein is this guy right here. You do a Newbie Drone Cockroach V3 frame, and it's got the little hooks in the front. On my Discord in the 3D printing channel, or you can order one from me. This is the 04 Batwing mount. Cameras up front, no ducts in view, no nothing. And then this is actually that flight controller. And then for the motors, if you want to make a bunch of power, you can do an 0702 like 36,000 or 40,000. If you want a little bit more runtime, the 0702 32,000s are also really, really good. This combo right here is so much fun. It is stupid. It is just like impossibly quiet. You can fly this absolutely anywhere. It looks like a stupid little kid's toy. Nobody gets upset. It is just incredible. The runtime is not fantastic, but it's enough. Like, there's enough runtime, and it's so lightweight. It's so small. This is a fucking blast. You can legitimately fly this around the house like a little tiny Cinewoop. This is what you should do with that AIO that's in there. And then, well, you're going to use the 04 as well. If you want something to gorilla whoop or fly indoors, this is what you build with that AIO. If you would not fly something like this very much, take that AIO and sell it and replace it with a 2S AIO. Beta FPV has a 2S AIO meant for digital VTXs. Happy Models got one that they put into their Mobula 704. I did a live stream specifically looking at all of the 2S AIOs that make sense for these 04 builds. And yeah, 1S is not gonna work. You're never gonna. I tried. You know, the Walk Snail 1S 75mm adventure lasted like 4 months on this channel, and eventually the VCI 0802.8 27,000 kV, I think it was, motor did make enough power, but the runtime was awful, even with a 1S 550. And then with a 1S 550, it was a lot heavier than the 1S 450, and then it didn't really have enough power. It's just 1S is not the answer for builds that are so heavy because they've got an extra 8 grams, 7 or 8 grams of Walk Snail or 04 on board. This guy gets away with it because the frame is super light, the motors are super light, the props are super light, right? And with this little guy, like, we are sacrificing runtime and horsepower for just having something stupidly small. And so, yeah, there you go. There's my opinion on what you should do with that build. Don't fly underpowered fat builds, friends. Life is too short. Life is too short for flying slugs. Capital C says, that sounds amazing on the headphones. Right? Yo, Session 5 audio on a quad is the greatest thing ever. Cole Power says, is the rig we're seeing analog or digital? I feel like you're on digital, but not adjusted to the latency. It is digital. It's on 03. You were actually watching the opening of the live stream, you were watching the 03 footage, the onboard 03 footage. And then when I was playing the video, it was from the Session 5. Cole Power says, haven't had a good EOS panic in a bit. Good times. Tokyo Dom's in the house. What's up, brother? He says, for the Mobula8, please also consider 1102s. So yeah, the 1102s, for me at least, I can almost guarantee you they're going to be too small. The 1103s were my favorite. The 1003s, I could feel that they were a little bit less powerful, but they did feel significantly lighter weight. So I think I'm willing to try them in a proper KV again, as long as I can sell these RC and Power 1003 22,000s here. But yeah, 1102s. I am a little bit curious, but I've done so much testing on the 75mm and the 85mm motor rigs that, like, 1102s, like, they're home. 1002s and 1102s, they are at home on 1.6 and 1.8 inch propellers. The frame, the weight of the 2-inch frames, the 85mm motor to motor frames, and the dragginess of the propellers, it's a bit too much for me. I'm looking for something that's razor sharp and I can absolutely shred in the front yard. These Happy Model 1103s on the 2023 tri-blade propellers are just, they have so much like authority and like response time and like just you hammer the throttle and you're just gone. I do not want to sacrifice that. I snorted that cocaine and it's stuck in my nose. And I don't want something that's on the 2-inch setup. I don't want it. I don't need it to be lighter weight. I almost want it to be heavier because the 2-inch 04 setup is it's basically for flying in the wind. Like, that's what really impressed me about it. And yeah, 1102s are just going to make it lighter, and then like, yeah, I guess I could run a bigger, heavier battery, but I would rather just have the bigger, beefier motor, to be honest. Yeah, 11 and 1103 I've built in the last 10 years. I think this is the third rig that I've built with 1103s, and I've always loved them. 1103 is a really interesting motor size. It really feels good. So I'm not super surprised that these things are awesome. I really wish there was 1103. I really wish there was an 1103 14,000 kV. I think that would be amazing for these 2015 bi-blades. But I am totally fine with the running the tri-blades. They're incredibly good. One of the big reasons that I would like to try to make these 2015s work is that I think that in the wind these might be a little bit better. They might get pushed around a little bit less in the wind. I might be wrong about that, because when you're getting pushed around, when you're like flying around and the wind is hitting you, it's kind of just hitting the ducts. But if you're flying like this, and the wind comes in here, now it is going to make a difference. So like if you're doing a dive like this and the wind comes like that, it is going to make a difference. I definitely want to try to get a 2-inch 2015 propellered 04 setup. It's just going to be a matter of finding the motors. I think that those RC and powered 1003s are probably enough. The difference between a 1003 and an 1103 is probably, it's definitely going to be way less drastic than dropping down to like a 1002 or an 1102. That extra millimeter of stator height on the 1003 and the 1103 is mega, right? That's 50% more stator height, and the stator height is what does the majority of the work. The width of the stator does a lot less work than the height. So adding a millimeter of height to the stator versus adding a millimeter of width, you get so much more power from that extra millimeter of height. So yeah, I think those RC and power 1003s might be what bring these 2015s alive, but we'll see. We'll see. Tokyo Dom says the GemFan 2008 and 2009 props are the loudest and most disappointing props I've tried. I thought something was wrong with how loud they were and so little thrust. I didn't notice the noise level, but I was standing inside the front door because the mosquitoes are just vicious out front. But yeah, they don't make much power. They really don't. Cole Power says, my math says that a 25 gram 65 millimeter is equivalent to a 55 gram 85 millimeter, assuming all the dimensions are scaled proportionally. That's cool. Yeah, that lines up just about right. Huh. Cole Power says 45 gram 85 millimeter would be equivalent to 20 gram 65 mil. 20 grams, 45 gram 85. 45 gram 85. What did I say this one's at now with the tiny little 1002s? These 2-inch prop 85 mil motor to motor frames are heavy as shit. The frames that we have in the 65 mil motor to motor world have been developed way further than any of these 85 millimeter frames. This thing with the lightweight 1002s is 41.6 grams. So you said 45 gram 85 millimeter would be equivalent to a 20 gram 65. Interesting. Okay. Denzel the Terrible says, I think I just figured out the Fatshark TBS Fusion module power problem. If Wi-Fi is off, it stops acting funny. I think Wi-Fi draws too much power. Wow. Okay. Denzel the Terrible bought my set of Fatshark HD3s. I'm so happy that they made it to Canada. Unfortunately, the shipping was $70-something. I asked Maggie to bring them to to like a UPS store and have them ship them, because in theory they'll actually be able to get things outside of the country since I can't. I didn't tell her, I didn't give her a budget. I just said I didn't think it would be $70 to ship something to fucking Canada, let alone a pair of goggles in a little box. But yeah, you live and you learn. Give more detail. $70 shipping, my God. But yeah, Danzilla messaged me a little bit ago. He's having a problem with the TBS Fusion on him. I thought it might have been the little external power board that I think I accidentally left in there, that Rapid Fire gives you. But it sounds like it was another issue. What's the TBS Fusion doing with Wi-Fi? Is it doing like backpack nonsense? Hopefully you don't use that. Tokyo Dom says, have you tried the new GemFan 2023S? It's their lightweight version of the 2023 that comes on the Mobula8. What? No. 2023S? And 2023S. Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. I keep saying 2023. It's actually 2023S. Yeah, this is the one. Right. I forgot. Wow. Yeah, right. This was a 2023 as well. God, I remember when this came out. Like, God, 7 years ago? 6, 7, 8 years ago? Yeah, 2023S. Good call, dude. Thank you for that. 2023S is what you want. Don't get this one with the T-mount holes. This is silly. You want the 2023S. Good call, brother. Yeah, these are the ones. These are awesome. Although, wait a second. What's with the hub on these? Mine... Oh, no, yep. That's the same hub that mine have. Yep. Yeah, these props are great. They're heavy. These are heavy, stout propellers. But the 1103 is a gnarly motor, and it just cranks these propellers. Amazing combination. Amazing. 1102's rock on 85mm. It's the UZ85 formula. UZ85. What the hell is UZ85? That sounds so familiar. UZ85. Mobula8. What the hell is the UZ? UZ. What is it? What's UZ85? The end of the table says, is that a Subway footlong on the shelf beside the Fatsharks? I wondered how long it would be before somebody noticed. I just put that there last night. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever gotten from Photo Jojo. This is a burrito thing. Hold on. Let's do this. And I've not found a use for this in years. Not a good use for it in years. Right now, I've just got a bunch of cables in it, but it's a photo-rito. It's a photo-rito. And all it is, this is just soft material. And so, like, what I was using it for a little bit was lenses. So you could just drop a lens in there. It's amazing that it's a glorified slap bracelet, but it's just to protect stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you put a lens in it, like you can actually like kind of do this, and it does do a pretty good job protecting a lens, but it doesn't look nearly as cool. And like, I don't know if I would trust a lens. You see what I mean? Like, I wouldn't trust a lens in there. I never did really trust a lens in there. Um, I've never found the perfect use for this thing. This is not the perfect use for it either, but as long as I'm using it for something, I'm kind of happy. There you go. Little burrito action. A burrito on the shelf. I like Subway sandwich better though. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I was so much of a baller that I just had a fucking Subway sandwich sitting on the shelf, just chilling? What level of wealth do you have to be at to live that life? Brandon says, check under the carpet. How dare you? How dare you? Brent Anderson also says, you describe what I'm feeling with the HDR frame pendulum feeling. I hope it's just you. Denzel the Terrible says, I think Etsy just changed the terms regarding selling 3D printed stuff, maybe even banned. What? It fucking better not. Well, my McStinkies are still up there. So I'll make sure that I don't use the term 3D printed in any of my listings. Good looking out. Wilbur FPV says, is the Pavo 20 Pro an absolute no, considering it for the spare 04 air unit for when I break all of mine? Pavo 20 Pro is a Cinewhoop. And so if that's what you're looking to do, then it's fine, but it's not a freestyle rig. Like, you fly this freestyle and you're gonna have a terrible time. A, it's gonna fly like shit. B, it's gonna crash like shit. So yeah, if you're buying this to do subject driven Cinewhoop specific kind of flying, you're gonna have a good time. It's really small, so it's gonna be super slow. It's not gonna have really good range. So it's going to be for like smaller Cinewhoop flying, you know? But yeah, do not buy this for freestyle. This is absolutely not for that. It's not going to crash well. It's not even going to fly all that well. Other than that, yeah, I've heard good things about it on set and ripping around concerts and whatnot. So... and it'll come with an 04, which is pretty cool, because you can't get the damn things. Frosty says, I'm absolutely blind and didn't see the notes section, but I sent you an email. What notes section? RT McKinney's in the house. He says, howdy. Juicy J says, what's the name of the Gator prop removal 3D print on Thingiverse? So it's not up there, but it's called the Propodial. If you order anything from my Etsy store, I throw in a Propodial. So if you want one of these, that's all you got to do. But yeah, this is a free 3D print file that Chris Rennie designed, and it works awesome. This is a really cool way of removing propellers. So yeah, just buy anything from my Etsy store, and you'll get a free Propodial. Or like win a giveaway, or just do anything that requires me to mail you anything, and you'll get a Propodial. Oh, notes section in the Etsy store. I gotcha. Sorry. Tokudam says, tell that to my UZ85. It's a beast on 1102s. What is UZ85? UZ85. What is that? What does that mean? URAV, UZ85. URAV? Who the fuck's URAV? And what is this for? What are those? Oh my god, 3115s. They look like little tiny motors. What frame is this? Apparently there are more 85mm frames than I knew about. UZ85. I'll be damned. So I guess the UZ85 is the bind and fly made by URAV. What? Where is it? I want to see it. Who? Where? Is this it? Nope. Hey. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, why do you have 6-blade props on it? That has to be a nightmare. Responsible Owl FPV. It's a fun name. Interesting. So it's a lightweight 85 millimeter. Yeah, I think I'll try these 1003s first. And if they, for some reason, make too much power or I want to get the weight down, maybe I'll think about an 1102. But I've done so much testing that, and you know, it's a personal thing, right? Like, every single one of us wants a different amount of power. You know, Tokyo Dom's version of ripping, it could be completely different than my version of ripping. And yeah, on a big, heavy 2-inch setup like this, I want a ton of power, a ton of response time. The whole point is for it to mash against a bunch of wind, and so I'm not going to skimp on motors. Does this frame have a front and a back? This looks like a nice back to the frame. Farts. Start screwing these motors down. So this is the back of the frame, so we're going to go here, and I'm going to use a motor with a red dot on it on this motor number 1 location. Oh, these screws are a little long. I might need to use a shorter motor screw on this. Let me see here. The base where you mount the motor to is much thinner on this HGLRC frame than on the Mobula8 frame. But these screws are fine. Brian Kirk says, any tips on how to get good at triple gate stack? I don't even know what a triple gate stack is. I'm playing iGao. Any tunes or rates you think would help? Nope. Tunes do not help your flying. Tunes help shakes and stuff not show up in your flight footage. Rates could help, but your rates are yours. Like, you shouldn't, you know, you pick rates, and then the most important thing is getting used to those rates. Like, rates aren't gonna, unless I guess your rates are too high. If you have rates that are drastically too high, then, which is fairly common. A lot of people use rates that are nowhere near sensitive enough, so they don't have enough expo. The max rotational rate is way too high, and the center sensitivity is not low enough either. So, but I mean, it really depends on the kind of flying that you're doing. Like, my rates use acres of expo because I try to fly in a very cinematic way, and I want to do as little as possible with the quad. I want the quad to turn as slowly as possible. So I use tons of expo. For like an iGao thing, that might not be what you want, because it's probably going to be more aggressive sort of flying. These motors don't fit. The holes in this frame, this is a little weird here. So both of these frames, the Mobula8 frame and this HGLRC 85mm frame, they've got this set up where they've drilled it for both 3-bolt and 4-bolt motors. The 3-bolt motor setup here, though, the screws are cross-threading. The screws are refusing to... So I've got the one screw in the middle, in the front, that's just a regular round hole. And then the two back holes here are slotted. But they're not slotted enough. And when I pass the screws in there, the screws are cross-threading. That is super annoying. They didn't slot them quite far enough. So I'm going to have to like really push. I'm going to have to like really side load these two side screws here. Okay, I got it. I just have to like kind of... I just have to mash it, bro. She's mashing it! Well, I got one. I might not be able to get this other one. The screws are nice and loose. Hold on, let's see. I don't think... It doesn't look like this one's going to go. Oh my god, what the hell, dude? Are you shitting me? I'm gonna have to go in here and file these slots bigger. Yeah, that won't go. That won't go without cross-threading. What the fuck, dude? Is this real life? HGLRC. What? How? How does everything you make me want to gouge my eyes out with hot pokers? How do you do this? How do you do this? How is every single thing that you make a nightmare? Yeah, no, that won't go. I'm going to have to slide. Look at it. How the hell's that going to work? And like I'm pushing as hard as I can on it, and it doesn't really make a difference. Both of these screws are loose. The hell, dude? Really? What are you doing? Try one more time. Oh, God. That was a funny view. Toolbox looking down at you. Try one more time. Push really hard on it. Oh, I just barely got it. Jesus, though. Alright, well, I mean, it's doable. But, like, come on now. The motor mounting pattern is standardized. You got the measurements. Jackass. Power loop and Matty the Gates is the challenge. The secret behind power loops and Matty flips, and it's Matty flips, not Maddie, Matty. The secret to power loops and Matty flips is to go full throttle when you're looking straight up. And so to initiate the power loop, wait when you're looking straight up. That's when you hammer it. Matty flip, wait when you're looking straight up, hammer it, then it'll bring you back. Tokyo says... Wait, no. Dandilla says, use Fusion Wi-Fi for upgrades and flashing. I updated and still had Wi-Fi turned on. Aha! I love that you figured that out, brother. Tokyo Dom says, it's the one down at the bottom of your screen. URAV UZ85 came out like 4 or 5 years ago. Had 1102 10,000s with old 2023 T-mounts. Crazy B, X, AIO. 35 grams. Wow, that's really light. Okay, so that's why it works with 1102s, because it's that lightweight. My My rig that's that lightweight is going to be 1.6 inch for being small and for tucking in and out of bushes and whatnot. Until the Terrible says, I just Googled it. Didn't ban 3D printed stuff, but 3D printed products must be the seller's own design. That makes sense. That makes sense. Cole Powers says, I thought we all wanted the same amount of power, maximum. Not at all, man. The analogy that I use a lot, probably too often, is that I've driven probably hundreds of different Miatas at this point. I've driven 100 horsepower, 150, 200, 250, 300, 400. I think I drove a 450 horsepower one, but that's it. Anything over 200 horsepower, and it's just dumb. Like, it's funny, but it's dumb. Everything has there's a balance to everything. And putting too much power into something completely upsets that balance. If you're just building it to go like in a straight line, for example, sure, fuck the balance up. It doesn't matter. Go as fast as you can. Die in a fireball, whatever. But if you want to like actually use, so if you're building a quad to do drag racing straight up into the sky, sure, all the power. But if you're building a quad to actually fly, you got to have balance. You got to have a balance of the amount of power, the all-up weight, the runtime, the efficiency, all that shit, right? And so, yeah, lots and lots and lots of power. Here's the other thing. Lots of power makes it hard to fly, to be perfectly blunt. And like, especially if you want to like fly in proximity to like objects or things or people or whatever, which looks really good, lots of power is going to kill your throttle resolution, and it's going to make it a lot harder to fly around people and or things, or just fly closer to stuff. So with tiny whoops and micros, one of the biggest problems that we have is not enough power. And so it's really easy to fall into this trap of like just keep making more and more and more power, and it keeps flying better and better and better. But nowadays we're actually finally at the point where we do have some good stuff that does make enough power, and we can actually make too much power now. And so, yeah, with some builds, yes, just adding a bunch of power fixes a lot of the problems. One of the biggest issues that we have is that when you don't have enough power, the response time sucks. And that makes the PID loop's job, that kind of keeps the PID loop from being able to do its job properly. And you have to crank the PIDs way up to get the response time back, and it's not the same as having a motor that makes enough power. And so, yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. I don't like this frame at all. Oh shit, I just cross-threaded that. This frame, better be fucking indestructible, because it uses stupid rubber bands to mount the batteries, and they didn't slot these goddamn holes properly. HGLRC, man, you gotta do better than this. You gotta get somebody working there that actually flies or builds, or this is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. Yamasaur says, Cole Powers, I think you were just kidding, but it's actually a really important conversation to have, because a lot of people do fall into that trap. Just more power, more. Yamasaur says, I bought a Petrol 85 too and couldn't switch my Mobula8 over because of the motor holes being weird. Awesome. Cole says, if it makes you want to gouge your eyes out with hot pokers, you know it's good. Power says, get good scrubs. 11:53, let's fly a few batteries. You better have flown your 6 batteries today, friends. If not, start now. I will continue this motor swap / frame swap after the live stream. Okay. The reason I'm running these 2015 bi-blades instead of the 2023s right now is I ran out of the 2023s because they keep falling off the motors. So I got to do an order and get some more of the 2023s because they are just insane. All right, so I broke one of those Mobula8 frames. Go me. Hell yeah. Look at how banged up this frame is. You can see how much abuse this frame has taken. Look, it's all chewed to shit there. This is all chewed to shit. This is the one that's... Ooh, this one's about to break. Wow. This one's about to break. I bet you I think I remember a really hard crash yesterday. But, like, look how chewed these guys are. Like, a lot of concrete hits there. Look at that. These must be the front ducts. And yeah, I mean, this frame has been slammed really hard. I believe yesterday I banged this thing into the edge of the roof really, really hard, and I bet you that's what did it. Oh wow, this is really hanging on though. So this is the one that's about to break. Nah, that wasn't that hard. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just E6000'd it. Although builds this heavy, E6000 is not going to be the answer. Swapping the frame out is going to become important. All right, let's. Hey, type me. I've got the V1 Hummingbird race. Would you guys be willing to do a giveaway, $5 per ticket giveaway for this? Any interest in that? How many people would? What is this? I just put this battery in here. Why is it dead? What the hell? I put this battery in here like last night. How is it dead already? I did turn the output power up on the Nomad. But I think I only turned it up to like 250, maybe 500. And like, yeah, I flew outside, but... Hold on. Bad, GNB. Bad. No! Make your batteries last longer. Not that we can get GNB anymore, because they were like, you know what? Keep fucking around. We ain't sending our batteries to you cheeseburger eating Nazis anymore. You want our batteries again? Be less Nazi. Good for you, GNB. Good for you. Yeah, type me if you would be willing to spend $5 on a ticket to win a Newbie Drone Hummingbird Race V1 with Bri-Brain camera mount, you know, like tuned up, all magical. I've done that with full builds before, and like 5 people entered. I'll fly it, and like 5 people entered, and I just like got hammered. Here's how it flies. It's got 1.2 by 0.9 by 3 props on it. Why? Oh my god. That's broken now. Now you don't want it. Whoo, my God. It'll make you fly just like this. I promise. Wow, it is weird flying in here after flying outside. Oh, it went through. Oh, it came out of nowhere. Oh my God, the couch moved. What? Hey. Sometimes things just really... I can't believe I caught the back of that. No, 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 no. Don't do this to me. Thank you. Oh! Tell you what, it's way harder flying in here than flying in a fucking parking lot. Oh, I missed it. Oh, it fell back down to the goddamn cube, though, as if I did it on purpose. Oh! Oh, we got it. Nah, twice in a row. Not allowed. So this has the Newbie Drone 30,000 kV motors on it, which just make such a ridiculous amount of power. You can bring this to a fucking tiny whoop race with people with all the custom rigs and just straight up annihilate their faces. This is every bit as good as like a full tilt custom rig because Newbie Drone built it pretty much the same way. They use the winding material as the motor wires. Why can't I just do this regular ass power loop? Why? I can do a power loop from 15 feet away all the way on the other side of the room, but I can't do it just right here. There it goes. You. Ah! Everything is, man, everything is so much. I lost the propeller. Everything's so much faster in here. My God, my brain cannot keep up. Where you at, little guy? Where's the propeller that just exited the Chad? Where is it? Where's that prop at? Where you at, propeller? If you guys see it, let me know. Help me find it, you idiots! God damn it! You lazy shits! It's gone. It's gone. Oh, boy. Well, you guys fly 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should we do the giveaway right now? Fuck it, let's do it. Midnight giveaway, yo. Hold on. Is there anybody actually still here? Yeah, there's a bunch of people here. Let's do the giveaway. Same as the 4th giveaway that we do on the first Monday of every month. $5 a ticket. CiottiFPV.com, and then there's a PayPal button or Super Chat. $5 per ticket. You can buy as many tickets as you want. Newbie Drone Race V3 with only 3 propellers. Light AF frame, Bri-Brain canopy, totally stock otherwise. Yeah, canopy swap is the only mod that's been done. V1 Hummingbird race from Newbie Drone. Arguably better than the V2 because the V2 has this ridiculous dongle setup for the to connect USB to the damn thing. So you could make a pretty strong argument that this thing is actually a better whatever. Pretend I said words that are good. Quote me on that. You can quote me on that all day. Pretend I said words that are good. Quote the shit out of me on that one. All right, Denzel the Terrible is getting a ticket. Thank you, dude, for the support. You're on there, brother. Okay. And let me just get my email going here. Matthew Arose with a $15 PayPal. He wants 3 tickets, and he's going to get them. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Thank you, dude. Alpha Omega Construction. Oh, it's capital C. Capital C with a $20 PayPal. He's getting 4 tickets. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Midnight giveaway. Should this become a thing? Should we do more midnight giveaways? Is this a good idea? This is a terrible idea. Thank you, dude, for the support. Moss1 with a $5 super chat. He's getting a ticket. You guys got to stick around for this one because I need your address. Moss1, you're on here. Thank you, brother. Bob Bruce, $10 super chat. He's getting 2. Thank you, Stop it! God damn it, YouTube. Fix this. YouTube, get someone that live streams in with your people that develop this. And then in 10 minutes, things will work. Bob, thank you, brother, for the support. Flakadelic with a $10 super chat. He's getting 2 tickets. Thank you, brother. Frosty with a $10 super chat. He says, let's go. $10 super chat. He's getting 2 tickets as well. Frank Nicholas with a $10 super chat. He's getting 2 tickets. Wait, I didn't want to delete that email. Thank you, Frank. All right, 30 seconds. And then we blow some tickets away. And somebody gets themselves a V1 custom CiottiFPV tuned hummingbird race. As if that's a selling point. That could be, I guess. I will put another propeller on here. I promise. I should, you know, it's probably a good thing that I stopped flying it because I didn't destroy the damn thing. So that's good. I'm gonna put the other prop on it right now, actually, before I forget. Look, and it comes in the proper little box. Fancy. All right. There it is. Comes with 4 propellers. Look at that. Look at that. All right. I'll even throw in an extra set. I'll throw in an extra set of the props. And when you get it, message me privately and ask me about the propellers. Wait, no, you won't even need to. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, there's a secret with the propellers. There's a little secret. See if you can figure it out. You being whoever wins this. High, left side high, right side, and right side. There we go. Yeah, there's something cool about these props. It's magic. You'll see. You'll need magnification to see it, or you can just message me and I'll tell you. But it's a secret. Look, I'm putting it in the box. Putting it in the box. Putting it in here. That's where it's gonna go. I'll throw some stickers in there as well. And a propodial, yo. Stickers and a propodial. Ugh! Hold on. I have a weird feeling I'm going to forget to put the propodial in there, so I'm going to do it right now. Ah, there it is. Red propodial going in. All right. Open season is closed. No more tickets. Matthew arose with another $5 super chat. He wants another ticket. He's gonna get it. And there it is. Oh, he's on here 4 times. Look at you. And then we got a couple super chats. Jason Levin with a $10 super chat. He's getting 2 tickets. Thank you, Jason. 1, 2. Frosty, I got you on here, right? Twice. Yep, good to go. And then Julian with $20. Hello from Australia. YouTube doesn't let me change to freedom dollars. 20 AUS in USD. Wow, that's a hell of an exchange rate. Jeez. So, I didn't realize it. I thought the Australian to US exchange rate was a lot closer than that. So 20 Australian dollar dues is close enough to 15 cheeseburger dollars. So we're going to do 3 for Julian. Thank you, dude, for the support. Oh, shit, Julian, here's the problem, though, man. I can't ship outside the U.S. More than 50 oh, for Smirk. For Smirk in chat. Awesome. Very cool of you. Matthew arose. Yeah, Julian, I literally less than 50% of the things that I ship outside of the US don't make it. And so I just don't do it anymore. I can't ship outside the US anymore. So if you're inside the US, let me know, but I doubt that you are. I will refund you for sure. If I win, raffle it off to everyone in watching. You want to do that? So you're saying, like, if you win, I'll just respin it? Coal powers, yeah, exactly. Now it's Nazi dollars, Jesus. Don't refund me. Happy to support a guy helping me in the hobby. Thank you, dude. That's very cool of you. Very, very cool of you. All right. Julian with a 20 Australian dollar super chat, which is going to feed the kids, keep the power on, all the good stuff. Thanks, everybody. Let's see who's going to win the V1 race. Goat time. Capital C hanging in on the left. Smirk is hanging in between motors 1 and 2. Denzel the Terrible down on the bottom right by motor 1. Capital C next to him. Wow, a bunch of things happened all at once. Matthew arose on the set. Matthew arose, you have won, my friend. Congratulations, dude. If I have your... Hold on. If you're a patron, I've got your address. And we are good to go. Let me just check super quick. Hey guys, check your Patreon to make sure that they didn't kick you off. Matt, no, I can just search for AROSE. Yep, I got you on here. And yep, cool. Check your Patreon to make sure that you're still on there. Also, check your addresses in Patreon. At some point, I'm going to mail you something. If your address is wrong, I'm going to send it to the wrong place. Don't let that happen. Congrats, brother. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just print it now. I'll print it. I just put a marker in my mouth so that I can't talk on a thing that I talk. I'm just going to print it right now. And then I don't have to write your name down. Why do you have to confirm every single time, Stamps? It's not you're not like that important. It's just stamps, bro. All right, good to go. Thank you guys. That was fun. More midnight giveaways? What do you is that a thing? Should we be doing more midnight giveaways? There it is. Matt, you'll get a tracking number in your email in a little bit here. Hey, ready? Thanks for hanging, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. CiottiFPV.com to support me. 5.5-inch Friday coming. We're going to watch a bunch of flight footage. We're going to compare a bunch of different props. We're going to talk about the Cineglide. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. Cool. Be good, friends. See you Friday. Here comes Bing Bongin'. Here's your preview of some of the GoPro footage coming at you on Friday. Where's the file of me flying around the neighborhood? You got to see me blasting a big power 5-inch trigger around the neighborhood. It was pretty reckless. Here it is. Yeah. This is it. This is, you know, I've been flying for a long time. I fly very safe, and the neighbors were not home, but this is pretty dumb. This is on 5552. Big, giant propellers, and this is coming out of the session with a ND filter on it. So there's just all the motion blur. But, like, check out how small the area that you guys have seen me fly a million batteries feels with something big. Love you, bye!